Does Pennsylvania have a budget yet?
No, of course we don't.
This has been, Does Pennsylvania have a budget yet?
Prospector's wife, Tara. Here's a little taste of my world. It's time for Prospector's Picky Pet Peeves on Rock 107.
A lot of grammar stuff today. Mike, if you have the word only in your business name, you shouldn't do other things. No, just shouldn't do them. Farmers only. But farmers only is not just for farmers. Really? Then why do they call it farmers only? Or cabinets only sells tables. So it's not just cabinets, right? It's not only cabinets. Worse yet to the store that named only and more. What the hell? How about you don't limit yourself in the first place? Only oak and more. Is it only or is it and more?
All right.
Next up is people who use then to compare nouns when you should be using than. All right, look, this could be difficult since you're just hearing these. Then, T-H-E-N, is what you use when you're talking about a sequence of events. We went to the mall, then grabbed lunch. Then, T-H-A-N, is when you compare things. Like, I'm better than Jim. I know it's picky, but this is Picky Pet Peeves.
Seriously?
And irregardless is not a word. Regardless of how many times you say it. When you use it, you sound idiotic. However, if it were a word, the prefix EIR would make that word mean exactly the opposite of the way you're using it. That makes you even more idiotic. Regardless, you should avoid it at all costs.
All right. You think that was bad? Try living with him. Love you, honey. Mean it.
For the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
This is just one reason why the Little League World Series is amazing. 3-year-old Keelan Stefanski lives in the back mountain. He's a baseball prodigy with a passion for the New York Mets, and his favorite player is Brandon Nimmo. Keelan recently had the opportunity to meet Nimmo at the Little League World Series, where they participated in the very traditional cardboard sled slide down the hill. Check it out.
Wants to slide.
He wants to slide? Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys.
Boy, this is quite a...
Hold on.
Yeah, it's Steve.
This is quite a steep hill. All right, you ready?
Ready?
Here we go. You ready, buddy? Woo! Hey! Nice!
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Here for Tuesday, Northeast PA's Classic Rock, Rock 107 school, starting for so many students in our area very soon. Good morning, it's Prospector Show on Rock 107.
Some schools are starting today, which feels ridiculously early.
Yeah, Kate, that's crazy early. It's way too soon for back to school time, but I guess it's here.
And back to some different daily schedules.
Now a mom's thoughts while dropping her kid off on the first day of school.
Poor Timmy. I can tell by the way his eyes are watering up that he's scared. Should I tell him not to worry? No, if I talk, I'll start crying. I mean, sure, it's tears of joy because I'm finally getting the little parasite out of my hair long enough to day drink. But he may think, oh no, Mommy's sad, and have a bigger meltdown than that time I didn't spring for toppings at Menchie's. Sorry, kid, the world doesn't owe you rainbow sprinkles. Where was I? Oh yeah, the first day of school. I'll just give him an extra hand squeeze to let him know Mommy's here for you. Except between 8 and 3 Monday through Friday, when you're Mrs. Wilson's problem.
And that was a mom's thoughts while dropping her kid off on the first day of school.
He's quirky and cranky, and that makes for a lot of awkward interactions.
What a jerk.
Help Prospector learn from his mistakes. It's time for Am I a Jerk on Rock 107.
All right, Kate, am I a jerk? Before you answer,
All right.
let me lay it out for you. A couple of days in New York City with some buddies on the way back. I'm like, look, the idea was that I would buy gas on the way back. They bought on the way out or whatever, and some dinners and all that kind of stuff. So it was my turn to buy the gasoline. So we're on Interstate 80 coming through New Jersey, and I'm like, we're going to go to Sam's Club to get gas. I could save some money there. They're like, okay. Get off the highway, and we're driving to Sam's Club. And they keep saying, well, what about this place? What about that station? There's a Sunoco. There's a whatever. Finally, we get to the fabulous Sam's Club. It's 32 cents a gallon cheaper than every place we pass, including the Valero that's across the street. But there's a line. A big line.
Oh, God.
We waited 45 minutes. The entire time, they're like, let's just go there. Let's just go there. Saved 32 cents a gallon, but took 45 minutes before we got gassed up and we were on our way. Then they kept whining about all the things they're going to miss with their family because I made them wait an extra 45 minutes. Does that make me a jerk?
Well, April from your Facebook says, I would have offered to pay for the gas just to get the heck home. Yeah, you're a jerk.
All right, we've got Jake from DuPont on the Rock Lines. Rock 107. Am I a jerk?
Nah, a little bit better planning on their part, that's all.
So it's all their fault for not planning for me taking us on a 45-minute diversion.
No, you had the vacation. You had that planned already, that trip. So
there you go. The trip was planned. They should know, like, in other words, don't press your time so close so you got to get back like that, you know?
All right, whatever. Well, Melissa from your Twitter said, no, not at all. It's a great savings per gallon.
There you go. I'm saving money. Cha-ching!
And here's my favorite one from your Instagram.
Yeah.
John said, I want to beat you just reading this.
Let's find out if anybody else thinks I'm a jerk. On to the Rock Lines. Karen, what do you think? Rock 107.
No, you are not a jerk for waiting to get that much gas cheap.
So, all right, so you're with me. You would do the same thing?
Because I've done the same thing. If you can get your gas that cheap, yes, you would wait. At 45 minutes, it wasn't a matter of life or death.
Yeah, look, nobody was saying I was driving an ambulance full of patients or anything like that. These were my buddies, and we were just getting home, blah, 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 45 minutes, 32 cents a gallon, 20 gallons. I saved some money there, right?
Ruth from our TikTok said, I'm a Sam's girl. You're not a jerk.
Okay.
Don says they could have offered to pay for the expensive gas if they wanted to.
That's right. Open your wallet, you cheapos. Let's go to the Rock Lines. Actually, open mic on the Rock 107 app. Am I a jerk?
No, you are not a jerk. You're just cheap.
So far, so good. Ken, rocking the ride to work with Rock 107 in music on his way in today. Ken, am I a jerk?
Not a jerk. You want to save a couple bucks on gas. Well, you should have gotten gas in Jersey where it's 50 cents a gallon cheaper.
I was in Jersey, and this is where we found this 32 cents a gallon cheaper, yeah.
That's a win-win.
That's right, a win-win. 32 cents on top of the other state discount. That's pretty good. And I got to sit in the car because, it's full service in Jersey. They won't let you do self-service.
But, that's what I'm thinking, too. You sat in the car for 45 minutes with it on. You were burning gas anyway. You make me so frustrated.
You think I burned as much as I put in?
Still, though.
Come on.
Oh, my goodness.
And these days today, in my car is that on-off thing. Trust me.
Whatever. Brian from your Facebook says, you know what? You're a jerk. In that instance, time is money, and you're being penny wise and a pound foolish, as the old saying goes. So, yes, you're a jerk.
Now, doing the math, if time is money, I paid myself $8.55 that hour. So maybe he's right. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking.
Okay.
And then Amy from your Facebook, a little cheap, but not a jerk.
So in the question today of am I a jerk for pulling off the highway because I'm buying gas on the ways back with my friends from New York City and going out of our way to find the Sam's Club, passing other gas stations, getting there and making us wait 45 minutes to get gas because it was 32 cents a gallon cheaper than everywhere else. According to you, Northeast PA, barely and just barely, I am not a jerk. Are you one of those people who brings their dog everywhere? It's okay, just don't be an a-hole about it. A guy in North Carolina is facing charges for assaulting a restaurant worker because they wouldn't let him feed his dog at the table. 49-year-old Gary Scholler was eating at a Longhorn Steakhouse when he brought his service dog along. It's not clear if the dog was really a service dog or not, but an employee told him that feeding the dog at the table was a health code violation, and he responded by chucking a plate at their head. He allegedly started screaming obscenities and insulting him, so they told him to leave, and he threw a porcelain plate. He must have thrown it pretty hard because the person ended up with a fractured skull and needed stitches. Scholler is facing a charge of assault that inflicted serious injuries.
And the winner is
the kids who took a joyride in a train and caused thousands of dollars in damage on the way back when they couldn't stop the train fast enough. You're the Yam Bags of the Day. And we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day, weekday mornings on Rock 107. Catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.